Gundam MSI review because, you know, I just kind of crank these things out like cotton candy. So something I've wanted for a long time, possibly even before I ever saw the Gears of War video games, was a chainsaw gun for the Zaku, which, you know, would have to require the Grizzly Gundam's chainsaw being attached to a Zaku 2 machine gun. That's the only way it could be done. But how do you do that? You know, just because you have the concept doesn't mean that you have the skills or the knowledge to pull it off. Also, I'm using this Battlescar GM that Joshua Cerna custom made for me. Put a little sticky tack to hold it together. And what we have here is a Zaku 2 version 2 holding my custom chainsaw machine gun. And there's a lot of detail in this, and I'm really happy to show it off to you. So, first off, you've got the blade, you know, and the main engine part from the Grizzly Gundam's chainsaw. I cut off the handle and a little bit of extra, particularly here in the bottom. However, it might be a little hard to tell because, you know, my skills have just been going up lately. And I don't mean to, you know, say that in an arrogant, you know, kind of way. Just I'm very proud of myself on this one. My wife has always been kind of the one doing the amazing cuts on my customs. And so I didn't want to bother her with this one because I need her to finish sculpting Mikuve's head for Gundam Father of Peace Episode 2 and 3. So I can finish Episode 2. That's the hang up right now. So I didn't like the dark gray that was exposed. You could see some of that dark gray right there. So I just cut red plastic off of the remains of the chainsaw and tried to glue it over the cuts I'd made onto the actual chainsaw. Now my wife certainly could have done a better job, I think. You wouldn't have seen the gray peeking out if she did it, but she also would have taken 5 hours. I built this in like 2.5 hours, so. What I have here is some leftover plastic. I ended up shaving down the stock, because this is a Hyzok machine gun, which is very similar to the Zaku 2, but has this heavier stock, and so I shaved down the stock just to bring it into the UC a little bit, trimmed off its circle points, which ended up getting trimmed anyways. The ammo clip is already glued in. I took off the aimer since it's, you know, particularly futuristic for the 1 Year War. These leftover pieces of the stock right here and other pieces of plastic. This is stock leftover. This is the piece from the aimer. I don't know what you want to call that, the arm of the aimer. I just used a tiny pointed tool to poke some rivet holes in there. I wanted to make it look like this is a field weapon, not a standard issue weapon by any means. Somebody decided, hey, I'm going to take this chainsaw and I'm going to attach it to my gun, and it's going to be a little interesting. And so that's what they did. I had originally envisioned this being a bit more in, but it wouldn't have left anything to really attach it to. And part of me was, you know, second guessing, like, I should have made it more in like I'd originally concepted, but I forgot, and da-da-da. But then I thought, no, you need some structural strength to attach this chainsaw to. If you just had it kind of hanging underneath this gun, not really attached to anything, except for on the top, the thing would break right off. So it needed some actual, you know, something to attach to. Again, there's seam lines, but they're not bad, especially for me. There was a circle here. I drilled it out and put the handle from the Hyzok gun in there. I was kind of sad this was going to have to be a left-handed gun, but that's kind of how the chainsaw went. I didn't want to flip the chainsaw around, and you could say that I could have, you know, and just cut this part off. You know, in retrospect, I guess I could have, but it felt like it made more sense in this direction. Doesn't have the guard there anymore. I guess I could find the guard and put it back in. It might look right. This here is a handle, and that's for starting the chainsaw. If you've ever played Gears of War, their chainsaw gun is pretty gnarly. My wife's actually really good with the chainsaw gun. I can't get that to come out right now. But this is a GPO2, excuse me, GPO2 version 1. It's that little piece that connects the bazooka to his shoulder. But I cut it down into a T shape. And it's got a long piece of plastic and then a ball joint. So this can actually come out, it can move. I'm going to dye the plastic black, and then it'll stand out a little bit more. Put a little red here. You know, I'm not the most fantastic at cutting. It's not my strong point. But I'm trying to get better at it. I think that I did that quite well. So I was hoping that by using the high Zaku gun, which is a little heftier than the standard Zaku 2 machine gun, that it would look like it can actually carry this on there. And yeah, I still kind of wish that it was more inwards. But I'm not sure there would have been enough to attach it to. And also, when you're super gluing things to stuff, you need to know that unless you're really embedding your plastic, it's not going to hold very well. This was not embedded because, again, cutting is not my superpower. I can do it with drilling, but I'm not very good at doing it with cutting. And that was going to be difficult. But I did, shape this around here. There's kind of a, goes up and then in and then up and around. And I shaped this as best I could to match up there. This kind of covers up the imperfections, but also helps stabilize this so that if I drop it, or I'm playing with it, or grab it wrong, it doesn't just snap off, because that would be irritating. It does not have an aimer reticle. I might put one on this side at some point, but it's very much a left-handed weapon. You know, you can kind of see somebody going like so. And the Zaku reaches over. Puts its hand on there and it's an incredibly impractical but incredibly cool weapon. So let me know what you think of my Zaku 2 chainsaw machine gun, and thanks for watching.